Thank you, Professor, for the lift. You're welcome. Today you have first class with us. Yes, and it's going to be very interesting, hopefully.
Today we are going to start a new topic, that is the valuation of bond. This is another very important topic to understand financial management. Topic covered under the valuation of bonds are meaning of bonds and debentures, types of bond market. We'll also discuss about the bond related terms under this video. Meaning of value, because we are going for valuation of bond, we must be understand what's the meaning of value, how we will calculate it. Bonds valuation. Under the bond valuation, we will valuate the bond annual and semi-annual interest. We'll go also to understand yield to maturity. At the end of the video, we'll discuss about the zero coupon bond. Let's start with the meaning of bond and debenture. A bond and debenture both are debt instruments issued by the government or companies. As you know that all corporations, companies are having only two instruments to arrange their funds or finance. One is stock and second one is debt. So in this chapter, in this video, we'll discuss only the debt instruments. Let us repeat that who is the authority is going to be issue the bond. Number one, as we say that the government, the agencies of government, or we can say public sector companies, are by the large corporations. Types of bond. There are three basic types of bond. Treasury bonds. Treasury bonds are the government debt securities issued by federal government. These bonds having the highest quality security. As you know that all banking system and financial system is managed by the federal governments. So that's why when treasury bonds issued by the federal governments, investors knows that there is a very high quality or security. So they will get a good security to their investors on treasury bonds. The second type of bond is municipal bond. Municipal bonds are debt securities issued by the state and local government. These can be supposed as a loan that investors, or we can say citizens, given to the local government and are used as a fund for the development of communities such as park, library, bridge, road, and other infrastructure. It means local governments are spending money for the development of amenities required by the citizen. So these are also very secured bond, and mostly governments are taking care to give the return against these bonds. Third one is corporate bonds. As you know that corporations are the private companies, those are issuing the bond even though stock as well, because they need fund for their ongoing process, for their development, for the issuing new products in the market. So many reasons are there. Same written here. Let's go. A corporate bond is issued by the corporation in order to raise financings for a variety of reasons, such as to ongoing operations, merger and acquisition, or we can say that acquiring for a new company to make it large themselves, or expand business, etc. These terms is usually applied to longer term debt instruments which maturity of at least 1 year, or we can say more than 1 year. So normally we can say that bonds, long-term bonds are issuing for at least 1 year, or normally it is 1 to 10 year. I will explain you later. Be with me. Some other types of bond. As I told you that many types of bond are available in the market, and different authors in the book, they are defining different type of bonds. So, but here I brought just few type of bond for understanding. Those are really very important to understand before understanding the bond valuation. So let us go through it. The next is mortgage bond. A mortgage bond is a bond backed by the real estate holdings or real properties. Real property means assets what you are mortgaging against the loan. In the event of the default situation, mortgage bondholders could sell off the underlying property backing a bond to compensate the default. It means suppose if any investors took the loan from financial institution against the mortgage of any property or any assets like your car. So in this condition, if anyone is default or unable to pay the loan installments, then the company will sell the property, as I said, that car, and whatever return will become, company will take. If additionally, company will return to the bondholders. So this is a mortgage bond. Zero coupon bond. As I told you that at the end of the chapter, this video we will go for the zero coupon bond. There I will explain in a better way. Here, just in a brief, a zero coupon bond is a bond that pay no interest and trades at a discount to its face value. It is also called a pure discount bond or deep discount bond. I will explain you later. Be with me. Junk bond. Junk bonds are bonds that carry a higher risk of default than most bonds issued by the corporation and the government. So this is a risky bond also. This is known as risky bond. Euro bonds and foreign bonds. The bonds are referred to as a bonds issued by the government or foreign companies in the domestic currency, in local currency. Any foreign company can come and establish in your country and they will sell the bonds on your own currency. So that is known as foreign bonds. And in the domestic market, whereas the euro bonds refer to a bonds issued by the government and the foreign companies in the domestic market, but deal in the foreign currency. So these are the four different type of bonds. Additionally, as I told you, that basic type of bond. As I told you that many other type of bond is available in the market, or there are different classification of bond, but it is enough for our understanding. If you understand more, you can go through the Google, you will find many type of bonds and it will be increase your knowledge as well. We'll discuss about the bond market. First, I will explain in one word what is market. I hope you knows this. Market is a place where we are buying and selling any security or any product. In simple way, we say that where we are selling services and product is this place is known as market. Whenever we are talking about the bond market, it means we are specifying the market where we are selling, purchasing, or dealing with only bonds. Let's explain in a better way for better understanding. The bond market is a financial market where participant means investors or maybe companies, both are participants, can issue new debts or debt securities. This is known as primary market. It means in primary markets, companies are selling their bonds to the investors. And also participants means either investors or companies, again they can buy and sell that bonds. This is known as secondary market. It means once sellable bonds are communicating between the participant, it is known as secondary market bonds. Debt securities are usually in the form of bond, but it's include debenture, notes payables, bills payables, commercial papers, and so on, etc. Characteristics of bond. Actually, every bond have only three basic characteristics. I will explain you here. Bond pay fixed coupon amount. Fixed coupon amount means the interest amount. At the fixed interval means time period is also fixed and usually it is a 6 month. And par value at the time of maturity. It means all bonds are stating that when the bond will be mature, or companies are stating that you will get the money whatever written against the bond's face value. Means if 1,000 bond is there, you will get 1,000 at the end time of maturity or at the time of period. Bond related terms. Before going for any valuation, we must be understand the bond related terms. Let us start with the basic one. We can say that the first one is a par value. The par value is also known as a face value of the bond. It represents the amount the firms borrow and promise to repay at the time of maturity. It means once you will purchase the bond, you will get the value of bond. that is known as par value or face value. Usually, the par value or face value of the bond issued by the firm is $100, or sometime it can be 1,000, or it may be changed as per the agreement between the company and investor. This is usual terms what I am giving to you. Coupon amount or coupon interest rate. A bond carries a specific interest rate which is called coupon rate. So normally in simple interest, if you will go to the time value of money, I explain you in a broad way about the interest rate and interest rate calculation. So here also we'll come back, we'll keep the same interest rate in our mind, but here we will use the term coupon rate. The interest payable to the bondholders is simply par value of the bond multiplied by the coupon rate. Are you remember that principal or simple interest rate? That is a principal amount multiplied by interest rate. The same here we are using that par value of the bond multiplied by coupon interest rate. Most bond pay interest semi-annually. Normally companies are issuing the bond semi-annually basis. So we are 2 times calculating the simple interest on the bond. I will explain you when we'll come for example. Maturity period. Typically bond have a maturity period of 1 to 10 years, sometime longer, maybe 20 year, 30 year. It's depend upon the company's fund requirement. At the time of maturity, the par means face value is payable to the bond holders, means whatever is stated over there, you will get the return. Let's understand through an example. Suppose a company issued 10 years 10% bond at a par value of 1,000. So here we can say that par value means face value is 1,000 because it is directly written over here par value of bond 1,000. Even though sometime it is not written, we can say that suppose a company issued 10-year 10% bond at $1,000. So it means the value of the bond is $1,000. So whatever the value of the bond, it is known as par value and face value. The second term is coupon rate. This is a 10% bond. 10% means bond is stating that they will give the interest 10%, means coupon rate 10%. The third thing is mentioned here, maturity period. It is directly written over there 10 years. So 10 years is a maturity period. We can understand one more thing through it, that is a maturity value. It means at the time of maturity, what we are going to be get the same face value as stated before during the definition of bond or characteristic of bond. Meaning of value. Before going for bond valuation, we have to understand the meaning of value. First, book value. I think so you are very much aware because you came here in this video before understanding about the accounting. So in accounting, you know that when you are preparing the balance sheet, you are very much aware the first term, that is a book value. Value of an assets as shown on firm's balance sheet is known as book value. It is also known as historical value. Liquidation value. Hope you are aware with this word also, but if not, I will explain you now. Amount that could be received if the security or assets were sold individually. Means if in your organization you have some assets you want to sell and you are getting some value at the time of selling it. Whatever historical value doesn't matter, whatever market value doesn't matter. Whatever value you are going to be get, it is known as a liquidation value. Now I use another word is the market value. Let us come for the market value as well. Observed value of a security or any security or assets in the marketplace. It's normally determined by the supply and demand. Means if anyone have any product they want to sell in the market, so market rate or market price may vary as the demand and supply rule. The fourth, intrinsic value. Economic or fair value of unsecurity or assets. The present value of assets expected future cash flow. Intrinsic value means what is the exact value of the available on that assets, means this is also known as observed value, but you can calculate it on a proper way with the definition of present value and future value. Bond valuation. Determining the value of bond, we requires two important things. One is an estimate on expected cash flow, an estimate on the required rate of return. It means how much cash flow would be there and how much required rate of return is there. So value will be determined on the basis of these two. To simplify the analysis of bond valuation, we will make the following assumption. These three following assumptions, if you can relate with the characteristic, you will get the same. Just a repetition for your more understanding. The coupon interest rate is fixed for the term of bond. The coupon payment are made every year, and the next coupon payment is receivable exactly a year from now because fixed interval. Remember that? Okay, the third, the bond will be redeemed at par or means maturity. So you will receive the money, whatever is stated or mentioned on the bond at the time of maturity. The formula for valuation of bond is P is equal to C multiplied by present value investment factor annuity, I multiplied by N plus maturity value multiplied by present value investment factor I into T time period. Do you remember that PVIFA and PVIF? Yes, if you not, you can go to my time value videos. You will get to know that everything over there. Present value, annuity factor and present value factor I explained in a very broad way. So if you have any understanding, any confusion, please go back and understand from there. Here I'm not going to be repeat every time the same. We'll continue the video with this table. Let's explain the formula first. So P is showing the value of bond. We can say the even present value of the bond. C is equal to, N is mentioning here number of years. C is mentioning annual coupon payment, means how much money you are receiving as an interest every year. If every year, semi-annually definitely as well. I is equal to rate of return. It is our discount rate. This is going to be shown in a table. We will check it. I will explain to you through the example. Carry on. M is equal to maturity value and T is equal to time period when the payment is received. So these are the terms what we use in this formula. If you are very much aware, you will get all problems in an easy way. So just a hint, use the table given at the end of the book for present value and present value annuity. Again, I will state it here. You can go through it. You will get all that. Present value investment factor annuity and present value factor. Here we are having also alternative formula because as I told you that if table is not available and if table is not mentioning the percentage whatever you want, so you must be need another formula, that is alternative formula. So let us explain this formula for your more understanding. PV is again present value is equal to C and we are mentioning 1 minus 1 upon 1 plus I power n whole divided by I plus m divided by 1 plus I power n. Again, I will explain what the value is here. P is reflecting the present value. It is PV. So present value of bond, or as I explained you before, value of the bond or present value of bond, same. N is number of years, C is annual coupon payment, I is rate of return, it's discount rate, and maturity value. Here we are not using T, we are using only N. So the formula is similar here. Let's go for the example to understand in a better way. As I'm always solving the formula through the example, so it is easy for the student to understand. This is the specialty of my videos. Please carry on. Suppose our firms decided to issue 20 years bond with a par value of 1000 and annual coupon payment. The return on the other corporate bonds of similar risk is currently 12%. So we decided to offer a 12% coupon rate. Means coupon amount is also 12% and discount rate is also 12%. As market return, when we are talking about that we are offering in the market, means market return is also reflecting the discount rate. In this example, we will go 3 different examples. So let us go, this example is become a case. So we'll go for case 1 or case study 1. What would be a fair market price of this bond? So let us see how to solve this. P we need to calculate, N is 20 times because 20 years, C is 1000 multiplied by percentage, means coupon percent is 12%. So it means $120 every year we will get. I is 12% means 0.12 and maturity value is 1000. And T is equal to here is 20 years because after 20 years we will get our maturity value. Let us put the value in the formula. P is equal to C PVIF I multiplied by N plus M multiplied by PVIF I multiplied by T. Just put it the value over there. And once you will go through the table, you will get your answer 1000. Use the alternative formula and use your calculator as I showed you in a time value of money. If you have any confusion, go to the time value of money. Otherwise, ask your comments in a comment box. I will explain you how to use the calculator to calculate these terms. We'll put the values. C value is 120, I value is 0.12, N value is 20, and M value is 1000. You will get the result 1000. So what we understand, if market return and discount return both are 12%, we will be in the same return. Whatever you will decide, your money will not be devalued. You will get the same money after a certain period. Like here, after 20 years, means your 1000 is again 1000 after 20 years also. So purchasing capacity is not declining, it is maintaining as well. By the core case number 2, we'll use the same example to understand case 2. Suppose interest rate fall immediately after we issued the bond. The required return on the bond of similar risk dropped 10%. So before we said the discount rate is 12%, now we took as 10%. Let us see what would be. So what would happen? The bond's value. Again, you will come back here. What we change here? We change just I is become 10% instead of 12%. Other things all similar. We inserted in the formula. Now the result is value of bond is 1170. Either you are using the table or you are using the formula, alternative formula, means calculator formula. So it is mentioned that if interest rate will be fall down, the price will be increase. Let us see 3 for more understanding. So case 3 is suppose interest rate is raised, increase immediately after we issued the bond. The required return on the bond of similar risk is to 14%. Then what would be happen for the bond in value? Let us go for the solution again. Here what we change again only I. I is become 14% instead of 12%. We insert the value of I in place of I will put 14%. Other things all similar. Now what we get to know that the price is down. It means we are not able to maintain the 1000 for next 20 years. The value is decline 867.54. Either you are using table or alternative formula. Both are giving same results. Let us see compare again. So analysis of the rate of return changes of bond value. So look here, we have a 3 case, situation 1, situation 2 and situation 3, means case 1, case 2, case 3. Coupon interest rate is common. We issued coupon amount 120 in all situation. Market rate is changing, means required rate of return is changing. In first case, we took 12%, in second case, 10%, in third case, we took 14%. And what the changes is there in the bond value? You are in front of you. If coupon rate and market rate is same, you can maintain your price. Whatever you invested, you will get the similar purchasing capacity after the year. Means whenever you will receive, maybe after 10 year, 20 year, 30 year, it will not be changed. Case number 2, if coupon amount rate means you committed high return and the market is decline, reduce. So it means you should be pay high return amount. It means actually you are paying 1000, but the value of 1000 is become 1170.27. It means companies are going to be lose here when they are paying high return to their investors due to market changes. Case number 3 showing here the market price, market interest rate increase. It means companies are in advantage, but investors lose here. So when investor will get their 1000, the value of 1000 is become 867.54. So this is the overall understanding of bonds analysis. Let's go for the example number 2. For more understanding, just here I brought one example without any case. How to compute the value of bond? Consider a 10-year 12% coupon bond with a par value of 1000 and Let's assume that the required yield of this bond is 13%. The cash flow for the bond are as follows. First thing, keep in your mind, when we are offering the bond and percentage is higher than in market, then what happened last time? When market percentage will be higher, it means company is in advantage. Here we are offering for 12%, but market return is 13%. So it means investors will not get that 1,000 value at the end of 10 year. Let us calculate. This is my assumption I showed you. We'll solve the problem. The first is 10 annual coupon payments for 120, as we calculated 1000. C is equal to what? 1000 multiplied by 12%. So it has become 120. 1000 principal payments after 10 years. The valuation of bond is as follows. P is equal to, we'll put the formula, just insert the value of the formula and use the table. You will get the value in this way. So the value of bond is 946.1. And now I'm giving the challenge to you to go and solve through the calculator and let me know that what you get. Now situation is there. Bond value with semi-annual interest. Most bonds pay interest semi-annually. To evaluate such bond, we must work with a unit period of 6 months, not 1 year. This means that the bond valuation equation must be modified along the following lines. Number 1, the annual interest payment C must be divided by 2 to obtain semi-annually interest payment. As you know that coupon amount we are getting after 1 year, if we divide by 2, we will get 2 amounts in a 1 year. So just simply divide by 2. The number of years to maturity must be multiplied by 2 to get the number of half year. You know that if in 1 year you will get 2 payments, it means 10 years you will get 20 payments. So just multiply it by 2. The discount rate must be divided by 2 to get discount rate applicable for the half yearly payment. So it means whatever discount rate means interest you are going to be get annually, it should be divided by 2. So half yearly you will get 2 installments. I will explain through an example for your more understanding, but here I will not bring any new example. I will use the same example what we used before as case 3. Formula, just small changes are there, as we say that C is become C by 2, I is divided by 2, and N is multiplied by 2. So just only changes in C, I, and N. So here we can say for more understanding, P have no changes, value of bond, C is become C by 2, it is semi-annual interest. I is become I by 2 because it is discount rate applicable of half yearly period. M maturity value have no changes, you will get same amount. 2n means maturity value is expressed in a term of half yearly, so multiplied by 2. So we can replace this C value, I value, N value in alternative formula as well. We will use the above example for semi-annual coupon payment. As I told you, suppose our firm decided to issue 20-year bond with a par value of $1,000 and annual coupon payments. The return on a bond corporate bond of similar risk in a current 12%. So we decided to offer 12% a coupon rate, but not, as I told you, here we will use the case 3. So forget 12%. The required return on the bonds of similar risk is 14%. So we'll start with 14%. Suppose coupon interest rate is semi-annually. Let us see first example, understand the situation. So P is need to calculate it. N is become 2N. So you know that 2 multiplied by 20 is become 40 times. It means 40 installments we needed. C is divided by 2. So it means the N coupon payment will pay 2 times in a year, $60 in each. So it is become 120 for 2. I is divided by 2. We have 14% as we using case 3. So it is become 0.07 or 7%. And T M is equal to 1000. There is no change in maturity value. You will get the same stated value, whether half yearly, quarterly, semi-annually, it will be not affect at all. And T is equal to multiplied by 2T. So it is become again 40. So here we can get to know that this is the analysis. Just now we will put the values in the formula and you will get your answer. So apply the above things in the formula. So now you get to know that 666.68 slightly changed from the previous analysis when we use annually. So this is the difference between annual and semi-annual. Price may change little. You can use the alternative formula as well. Same answer. So whether you are using table formula or alternative formula for through the calculator, you will get same answer. Example 2, consider a 8-year 12% coupon bond with a par value of 100 on which interest is payable semi-annually. The required rate of return on this bond 14% again. Let us solve this situation. So now 85, you can use the alternative formula and give your experience, share your experience with me, with my likes on my video. Yield to maturity, this is a good topic for your understanding. It is very important for understanding of bond. Yield to maturity is a total return that will be earned by someone who purchased bond and bond it until the maturity, hold it until the maturity. The yield to the bond maturity might also be referred to as yield, internal rate of return, or the market rate at the time that the bond was purchased by the investors. The yield to maturity is expressed as an annual percent rate. If you remember that already we calculated annual percentage rate in time value of money, you will get more information over there. This is just only a information of YTM. So here we'll discuss about the key points. The expected rate of return on bond, we need to know. The rate of return investors earn on a bond if they hold till maturity, we need to know here. And now go for the example to understand in a better way. A 10-year bond with a 9% coupon rate at maturity value of $1,000 is currently selling at $887. What is the yield to maturity? Solution, first we have to be defined the value P is equal to given here 887, N is given 10 years, C is calculated by 90, I is question mark means need to calculate. Maturity value is 1000, T is 10 year. So let us see, put the value in the formula. YTM formula is coupon payment plus face value means par value minus market value divided by year to maturity. And this whole formula is divided by the average face value means par value plus market value divided by 2. Let us put the value over there and then you will get the answer 10.74. It means your return percentage is 10.74. In before examples that is given as I in discount rate. Now it is given here. If you want to apply this, you will get again 887. If you want to apply the previous formula, just go through the calculator because this table will not help for 10.74. You will get your answer. Please carry on. Check your analysis again for more understanding. Alternative formula also we can use for calculating YTM. This is C means coupon amount plus PRD divided by means whole divided by years of maturity divided by P0 plus F divided by 2. So this is the same formula what we are using, just only different words. YTM is equal to year to maturity. C is the coupon interest amount. PRD we can use as a premium or discount. Means once you will reduce the face value minus the market value, sometime you will get additional, sometime you get minus, whatever you can apply, you will get the things. P0 is equal to present value and F is a face value or par value. So this is the formula. You can apply the things. Again, you will get the same results as you can apply this formula in the big given example. Assignment. This is for you. All of you should be solve this question and send to me on my YouTube page. Okay, even though those students want to send me, those are my current students, they can send me on their through the email or through the Moodle group also, because we are teaching through the Moodle. So you are very close to me through the Moodle, you can submit over there also. This is not for the marks, just only for your brainstorming. So carry on. Suppose we paid $898.90 for $1,000 par value at 10% coupon bond with 8 years of maturity and semi-annual coupon payments. What is our yield to maturity? I know that you may confuse, so I will give some hint to you to solve this problem. P is 898.90, N is 2N, 2 multiplied by 8 because semi-annual it is become 16. In place of C, you can replace C by 2. It is 100 divided by 2 is equal to 50. It means coupon amount is 50. I need to calculate M is equal to maturity value, that is 1000. There is no change. At the end, you will get 1000. T is again 2T. 2 multiplied by 8 is equal to 16 installments. So go through it, use both formula, solve the problem, and get back to me. It's a challenge for you. Accepted? Carry. Now the last, zero coupon bond. The YTM concept has slightly different meaning from the zero coupon bonds. It is also known as ZBC, popularly known as deep discount bond. In the beginning, I showed you also that. I'm not going to be going far because time is also running and we don't want to spend a lot of time on this video. So please carry on. ZBC do not carry any coupon rate. There is no interest rate. Issued at a price discounted to the face value, like same YTM, it is going to be discounted value. On maturity, these bonds are redeemed at par, same as YTM. Since these bonds do not have any coupon payment during the life of the bond, the question of reinvestment of coupon payment does not arise at all. So here I'm not going for a formula. Let us see, this is a magical formula for you. You will get more easiness when you will apply this formula. So formula, since the bonds do not having coupon payment, it means C is equal to 0. Let us know the formula. I hope so you understand the formula. What is the formula? Same formula what we used before. But here what we will do? Cancel the first one. Why? Because C is equal to 0. If C will be multiplied with present value annuity factor, no need to see the table. Remove this part. Then what the new formula will come to you? The formula is only P is equal to maturity value multiplied by present value investment factor I into N. So it is easy for you now. Same as alternative formula, we can derive the alternative formula in this same way and cancel the part what is going to be multiplied with C. So we will get the alternative formula again. P is equal to only maturity value 1 divided by I power N. If you remember that this is the formula of what? Remember, it's a formula of present value. When we calculated present value, go for the video 2 time value of money, part 2, you will get the same formula. So this is not new. Again, use the calculator, you will get the answer or the formula. Let us again explain one question to understand in a better way. Suppose you pay $508 for a zero coupon bond at par value of $1,000 that has 10 years left to maturity. What is your yield to maturity? We are asking yield to maturity or discount rate. It's not matter. Solution, here again we will explain first what is the value of P is given 508, N is 10 year, C is equal to 0, I is equal to question mark means need to calculate, M is given 1000 and T is again 10. So we'll use the alternative formulas, both formula to get the value. Just put the value in the simple formula, go for the table. You will get I approx 7%. And if you can use the alternative formula means present value formula, you will get the again value is 7%. I hope so you understand again the challenge. If this question is semi-annually, solve it and come back to me. Tell me how was your experience. I hope so you enjoyed this video. And if you enjoyed, don't forget to subscribe and give your likes and comments. Your comments are encouraging me to prepare a better videos and a better way and give more understanding for you. Thank you very much and wait for the next video.